Evening, everybody. My name is David Jacobs from Festyvent, and our focus is to enable monetization of focused crowds. And the first place we decided to start was in the music industry. So we all understand that the consumption of music has gone through the roof. But ironically, the amount of money that every artist pays proportionally is actually shrinking. And the only thing artists can do is really understand that there's a new normal, which is very much around streaming. It's streaming that is driving that activity. So what does an artist do? They perform live, because live is the alternative to waiting on tables, and live is the only way forward. Now, the strange thing is that there's millions of music fans. There's millions of festival goers. I'm sure you know in the UK alone this year, there's 14 million people who are going to go to a festival. But the problem is that most of them are nameless for every single artist that's performing. And I suppose if they're nameless, then how on earth can you monetize them? And monetizing them comes in the form of selling them merchandise, getting brand association, brand sponsorship, etc., etc. So at Festyvent, we've created a capability that allows better engagement with the crowd, the ability to collect demographic information in terms of emails, gender, age range, then also collecting location, where people are going at different points in time, before, during, and after every event. And then we expose that in a dashboard, and that dashboard enables the monetization process to take place. So let's look at it. In terms of the first piece that you make use of, it's the content management element. This is where you upload all the information, the lineup, extra information about the artists. Then that gets surfaced in an app that gets used either at the festival or by people attending the various elements of the tour. And it's that mechanism that collects information and sends it into our graph database, which is the same thing Facebook fundamentally use, to link everything together and be able to find out various elements around popularity, etc., etc. Then we expose that within our Insight dashboard. And that's where the fun really starts, because it's using this dashboard that you get to do lots of different elements. So thinking the problem through, we all know that there's casual people who will come along to maybe an event or listen to some music, all the way through to the people who will go to every single concert and spend money. And the job of the artist, the promoter, the manager is to drive people to the top right-hand quadrant, get them to be super fans. It's those super fans that will pay the money, super fans that will be your best brand ambassadors. And at the end of the day, it's about a brand. So why do we want to collect emails? Why do we want to collect demographic information? Because there's 18 times more revenue possible with an email than the alternative, which is spray and pray. You know, using Facebook or Twitter posts, etc., etc. Pay-per-click is really a spray and pay process. The next step is looking at the location of where people are. Now, we were very fortunate to work with the Hideout Festival this year. It took place last week. And here you can see an area around here, which is where a lot of the action took place. This is where the performers were. So on this heat map, you can see where performances took place. But something very interesting is also happening over here. Realistically, no performances are taking place there. They're all taking place in that other area. And as we go through time, we can see everything starts to change. Now, the time here is 10 o'clock. It's during the day. This is a festival that takes place at night. So the obvious thing the people were doing was sleeping at that moment in time. Now, Hideout sell accommodation, and they're very interested to know where people are staying, because next year they want to make sure they can monetize those accommodation places, basically take over the whole thing and sell it on their behalf. Then they make more money. Again, this year we were very fortunate to do the Country to Country Festival, which was took place at the O2. And on here you can again see hot areas. But there was also one here. And if we look at it, you know, if you've ever been to the O2, you know that there's lots of eating holes. But actually there was another area which a lot of people congregated around, and this would tell you the best place to put the merch stand. And if you know where to put the merch stand, again, you're going to monetize more effectively. Through MarathonArtists LABs, we were introduced to Wolf Alice. And Wolf Alice, if you're not sure who they were a Mercury Prize nominee, a Grammy nominee, and they've actually had a great year. They recently did a tour of the US, and we created their tour app. And that meant everywhere they went, we could collect information on who their fans are. Going into it, they only knew about 1,000 of their fans. Now they have a much better picture of all the fans who attended their various acts as they went throughout the US. So you can see we create revenue for artists, for the managers, for the whole element. And all we ask is for a small commission on the way, together with a subscription. And that is the model that we typically run. We've been very fortunate through Marathon Artists to not only win Wolf Alice, but we also won Photo London, which was an art fair. So it's not just around festivals, which has been the predominant area that we've had success in. It's also with other types of events, and now touring artists is really where we're trying to accelerate. Again, like everyone, we have a great team. I personally come from the telecoms industry. This is my second startup. I'm used to building big, scalable systems. We've also surrounded ourselves with other experts in their various fields, and through that, we've been able to do some amazing things. We'd love to be able to talk to you, understand your needs, see how we can help, and make money for artists together. Thank you very much.